21 minutes past the hour, the use of medical marijuana now costing some folks their jobs. And the cases are revealing a legal gray area around the lawful use of pot. Residents in 14 states in the District of Columbia currently are allowed to ask their doctors for prescriptions for medical marijuana, but that apparently doesn't mean their bosses are on board. We're hearing from employers who have fired workers for failing marijuana drug tests. That's despite those workers having the prescription, making their use completely legal. So officials at those companies are saying that they're enforcing a drug policy while the workers are complaining of violated rights. Joining us to break this down are legal panel, prosecutor Josh Hanshaft and trial attorney Joey Jackson. You knew this would come. This is part of the cycle of things. If Percocet or OxyContin or something had been illegal and then was made legal, we'd be going through this same thing. This, because it grows in the yard, people think they can make their own rules and tell you what your doctor should and shouldn't prescribe you. It's a load of crap, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all because it's called pot. That's why, or marijuana. As soon as it gets that attachment, all of a sudden everybody says, no, I don't want that around my workplace. They're fired if they come in here with it. You know what? If it was Percocet and someone was taking it for cancer or for any other ailment, they wouldn't get fired. It's because it's called pot, and the law will evolve to say that, you know, there is medical use for it, and it will be allowed in the workplace.
Not at all. Listen, Josh, here's the reality. Employers are about what? Productivity, efficiency. Anything that impairs that is problematic.
Like Percocet doesn't and OxyContin doesn't?
However, it's a distinction. Why is it a distinction? For many reasons. One reason is because the side effects of marijuana are deep-seated. It has always been deemed to be a drug.
Not?
And, well, let me ask you this.
Are you kidding
me? Let me ask you this.
Not
at all.
No, sir. Compared to OxyContin and Percocet, the side effects of marijuana are serious.
Oh,
not
sure.
talking about people being smoked up at work and walking around all red-eyed. We're talking about something you take because your doctor tells you to after work.
Let me ask you this. If I came in here and I said to you, you know what, I just smoked marijuana. If you, Josh, had to prosecute a case.
You can't do that with Percocet. If you're all perked up in here, they'll toss you right out onto 6th Avenue.
But the distinction has been customarily, we're talking also about a moral and political issue as well.
Oh, well, but see, that's not what this is. This is not about morals and politics.
And there can't be a blanket statement that says this is when you're going to let somebody go or hire somebody. You have to look at the job and say, listen, this kind of job is going to endanger people's lives, so this we might have to pay attention. But you have a secretary who says, at night, I've been prescribed pot, I go to sleep at night, and she does her job proficiently, and she's fine. How can you dare walk into her life and say, you know what, because you have cancer, we're now firing you? You can't do that.
But that happens now. First of all, employers, what are they about? They are about profits and profit margins. We have to remember, look at the status of the law. We are
as a secretary, she's fine. She's profitable.
We live in an employment at will society. What does that mean? That you can be hired or fired for any reason or no reason as long as it's not contrary to law.
And you have review boards to go check that out.
True. You know they can't hire you and fire you for no reason unless they got an army of lawyers ready to deal with you. What if all of a sudden Company A says, well, we're no longer going to allow anti-inflammatory drugs, and we're also not going to allow antibiotics. And if you take either of those, you can't work here anymore. You tell me for one instant why that's more ridiculous.
Here's the distinction. We have federal standards that regard and deal with drugs in general, with the exception of marijuana. There is a federal law that prohibits marijuana's use, period. The other drugs you talk about, there are policy, rules, and guidelines that deal with those issues.
But times are changing now, and so those guidelines are going to have to change with them to say that marijuana is now a drug that's legally recognized as well as morally recognized, to say it helps people, and it's actually can be prescribed. You can take it, and it helps you.
But it hasn't
and it will evolve. You're absolutely right. It will evolve into a way where it's going to be acceptable. We just haven't got there yet.
What this really is just the same thing right after Prohibition. Prohibition is ending. The country is in a world of hurt. We need a lot of tax revenues. The country needs money for itself to regain its strength. And that's what happened. They made liquor legal again, and tax money came in. Isn't that what this is? A build-up to that? Because this country's got to find a new tax source. And if you think marijuana isn't the largest untaxed product in this country, you haven't read anything like that.
I think there are other implications beside tax implications that are driving this. I mean, if that's the case, then why don't we legalize other things? Look at prostitution. Should we legalize prostitution because we need another revenue stream? Just like this. We have one state, and now we have 14.
I think the point is everybody's getting high anyway.
Right, it all depends what society's ready for.
So everyone's getting high anyway, so as a result, we should...
The crop is that, well, we can continue to have this drug war going down there and people getting killed left and right because of our craving for it here, or you can legalize it, tax it, regulate it, and keep it away from children.
You're absolutely right. It's two things that collide. Society ready for it, and they find the science is up to par where it says, okay, now those two things come together. We need money, we're going to tax it, and society's ready to accept it as a drug for people who with cancer.
But where do you draw the line? Should we now say cocaine? Everybody everybody does it anyway, so
Sir,
as a result, let's do that.
This is the same thing they said with Prohibition back in the day. This isn't a new argument. What do you mean, where do you draw the line?
Where do you
Right
draw
now,
it?
it seems the decision has been made that the line will be drawn at weed. It's what it sounds like.
But should you now say, okay, cocaine, and then heroin, and then ecstasy, and everything else?
Oh, please. And when was the last time a doctor prescribed cocaine? Well, actually,
they do. They do prescribe
I had some
cocaine.
gum surgery actually once, and they put a little in
They
there.
do, and I've actually had a client who, on a plane, dealt with that issue. So it happens.
But it's the same slippery slope on the other way. You're going to say, what, you can't have Percocet, you can't have Oxycontin, all the drugs that are helping people. Somebody can't get chemotherapy because it's going to affect their performance at work. There's a slippery slope on both ends that's going to come.
What just happened? Manny Ramirez just joined the Chicago White Sox.
Amen.
I thought this might happen. You know, they're making a run. They had a tough series with the Yankees over the weekend. Manny Ramirez will end up playing Boston. I think they'll now play 4 games at Boston. The White Sox have 4 games left at Boston, and Manny Ramirez is going to come there. I guarantee he's going to DH too.
And Chet, what would happen if he was smoking marijuana before he went up to DH?
Well, it depends on
what he needed it for. That's the purpose. And if it affects his performance, it might be better.
If I went to court, I'm smoking marijuana. Hey, client, I'm smoking. Do you think
be loose, man.
Right. Bang!
He'd also miss a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
He might. That's true. All right, guys, it's great to see you both.
Pleasure.
This is just beginning, right?
Absolutely.
Just evolving.
Just getting there.
That I'll agree with Josh.
Guys, thanks.
Pleasure.
Manny. Experts in Afghanistan say Hamid Karzai only remains in power because of the U.S. military.